Hi everyone, it's a Monday morning. We have a 30-minute run. I have jury duty today at 9 a.m. So my whole week, I don't really know if I'm sitting in a jury, if I just am gonna have an interview today. So I don't really know where this week is gonna take me, but I have been doing my morning pages, 4th week of running, and I'm still kind of writing and marinating on the book that I did in my last video, Good for a Girl. This book that I'll be reading in this series for this video is called Running While Black by Alison Desir. I haven't had a chance to go pick it up. I'm gonna do it after I get out of jury duty, marinating on the past book, Good for a Girl. And I've been trying to journal and bring out more memories of what life was like when I was 16 and 17. I talked about that in the last video, that during that dark time, I feel like I didn't have a life, and I'm just trying to connect with her a little bit. And I think with this subject of like eating disorder shit, I never really know how much to share. I know that when I heard people's like personal narratives and stuff, it really helps me. So trigger warning, but I've been journaling about like, what was the breaking point that like led me this way? And I had this like inner child moment this weekend where I was like out with the guy that I'm seeing, and we got ice cream at this place called Ralph's, and I've never been there. They have like Italian ice, they have soft serve, they have everything. And when I was looking on the menu, I was a little bit high and there was a lot of stuff, and I saw a brownie sundae. I didn't start crying. It was like Saturday night, I didn't start crying, but I had this moment where I was like, that's what I'm getting. So context, when I was little, that was like my favorite dessert ever. We'd go to Dairy Queen and get that. I have nostalgic memories of my mom making that Betty Crocker like brownie mix, going back for firsts and for seconds, and never questioning my relationship with food. And I often remember like during my eating disorder, the beginning phases of it at least, I would always reject desserts. Like my mom had a cookie business. My mom always would have cookies in the house, and I would always reject that because I thought it made me bad. I thought that I wasn't good if I were to eat desserts. And so like getting the brownie sundae, I was like, this is like very Kate, and it felt very healing. But like something that I was writing in my morning pages, because now my morning pages became emotional because I was doing a little reflection of my weekend, and I thought about the brownie sundae. Volleyball spandex, I had to size up. I wanted to hold on as being a size small as long as I could. I felt awful as I grew. I was doing something wrong. Like I was failing. I came to the sensation that I always felt when I got an A- on an exam or second place in a tournament. I know I didn't like what I saw. My freshman year, right after I made the varsity volleyball team, it was rice cakes before school. No more waffles, no more cereal. PB2, nothing else. I'd eat veggie burgers with no bun. Sometimes I would eat after volleyball practice, and other times I wouldn't. I started to get worse at volleyball. It's like my brain and body couldn't connect anymore. It would make me want to eat even less. I didn't deserve it. If only I knew that facing that exact thing that I was afraid of, food and my weight, maybe I would have never gone down the track that I was headed on. And then I just wrote a little journal to myself in my hippie voodoo way, and I said, breathe, you're at a good place now, take advantage of it, go have a good run. So that's kind of what my morning pages are like. That wasn't the whole 3 pages, but I feel like I get questions about it, and it comes again from the book, The Artist's Way, which actually will tell you how to do morning pages, but you just write 3 pages in the morning. I mean, some of mine, like the day that I got food poisoning on Friday, which I didn't film my run on Saturday because it was awful from food poisoning. But sometimes it's just like, my stomach hurts, and that's like what I write for 3 pages. My stomach hurts, I'm annoyed. But today it was very inner child healing work. So I'm gonna go on my run and then go to jury duty, and we'll start off this week. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm at physical therapy, and I'm gonna go lift now. Okay, wait, I'm putting Element in my water bottle. Hi, YouTube. We're outside, if you can't tell. It's a Wednesday, it's my first lift day. Oh my God, crazy. Yeah, so I just came from physical therapy with Mike. Love you, Mike. I'm gonna film at physical therapy soon so you guys can see what I'm up to. But I have a strength and a run coach named Mary, and so they had a little meeting of the minds, my physical therapist and coach. And so now I get to go do the program. I hate going to a gym. It just brings me back to college volleyball days, and didn't love that lifting for me. So here's what I'm doing. So here's the plan of action. I'm gonna get a little bit high because otherwise I'll be too like fixated on shit when I'm lifting. I have an RX bar, which honestly have been a goat, a lifesaver. And then I'm gonna read my book, Running While Black. I'll talk more on this later. I love this book so far. It combines not only the history of racial injustice in the country, but it also interlaces it with her personal experience and kind of does this beautiful thing in the beginning of the book where it has the timeline of any sort of like civil rights achievement, racial justice achievement, and then it also has the running stuff as well. So it's interesting to see them back and forth. It's so embarrassing to be vlogging right now. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, the book's great because obviously as a woman, I fear my safety sometimes, but can't imagine if I was a black woman when we think about intersectionality. It means to run as a white person versus a black person, what it means to run white male, white female, black female, everything. I really enjoy it. She also lives in New York City, and so a lot of the anecdotes are about New York City run clubs and run culture, and making me think about things that I do not want to mimic with my own run club. There's a lot of things that I don't want to repeat of, like, she kind of has the same ethos of people running too fast, being super competitive, yet claiming that they're accessible. Good food for thought. I'm gonna eat my actual food and then go lift, and I will talk to you later. Good morning, everyone. I got a new table. Isn't that exciting? It folds. I'm not gonna do it right now. My plants are alive and well. It's Thursday, July 27th. It's so crazy. It's already July. 7:13 a.m. We have 40 minutes on deck. Yesterday was my first day lifting, and honestly, I get triggered anytime I go to some sort of like gym because I was a college athlete, and so like spent hours fucking working out in a gym, and I just, by the end of it, I was like, ick, I hate lifting. Never found it enjoyable. So it was my first lift with my run coach, and it went well. I think when you're lifting for college, there's this like pressure to like kill yourself every time you lift and like go extremely hard, and this is like much more about maintenance and just general strength to get better as a runner. It's not for like any sort of crazy like deadlift, like back squat, PR, hang clean. I hope to never do it. I will never do it. You know, I'm gonna make the choice. I will never do a hang clean again in my life. Never. Unless there's like a gun to my head in some circumstance that like I need to for self-fulfillment, but I don't really think I ever need to do a hang clean again. Hated that shit. So we're gonna go on our run, and then I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the book Running While Black. I've read more of it. Everyone should read it, but particularly any sort of New York City runners should read it, because a lot of the story is based in the exclusivity of New York City run club culture. And like for me, I've been in New York for 6 years now. I always haven't been a runner, and I think a lot of my followers are probably the same if you live in New York. And so this talks about like the legacy of run clubs and run culture. It talks about the legacy of New York road runners. It talks about the exclusion of Black people. And it's very important that I think if you live here specifically, that you should know that history, and the history about the marathon and everything else. So I will talk to you more about that after I finish my low run. I took a different gummy today. We shall see. I took a sativa. I normally take hybrid, if anyone's interested. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of gray and gloomy outside, but I'm excited. Okay, let's get it going. If you or a loved one sees me at the gym this morning at 7 a.m., just let me go. Go lift. I truly can't feel my quads after the first day of lifting. The exercises, while I was doing them, I was like, oh yeah, this is like what lifting is like, but I haven't done it in so long. My body is aching, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna get it done today. So I just need to like mentally get it done with in the fastest way possible, and I will report back once my lift number 2 is done. Happy Friday. Okay, I'm like visibly shaking right now. Can you see me? I don't know. I just got off a phone call, and I'm going to be designing my own activewear collection. I'm gonna be designing my own activewear collection. I've always wanted to do this, and I don't have dates for you. I don't have logistics for you. I don't really know how much I can say, but I'm so excited. I feel like a lot of things that I've dreamt of and worked for, and like I don't even want to say manifest. I don't even want to give that to the manifestation girlies, but a lot of things that I've dreamed up are like right here, and I feel them, and like this is so corny, but I feel it in my body that like this is the moment that I've wanted for so long. Anyways, I had to obviously put on nice stuff for this call because I wanted to be presentable, but I had my 7 a.m. lift. That was no bueno. That was not fun. I really need to figure out my edible dosage for when I go to the gym because I hate lifting. I just have a bias and a stigma against it from fucking college volleyball days. I need to eat breakfast right now and just freak out and cry and start working on my own fucking activewear collection, brainstorming and designing. Ooh. my god. Okay, talk to you in a bit. Okay, I'm literally over here going through, these are my books, but my journals are over here, and I'm going through my journals because I swear to God, I have a list somewhere that I once created, being like, write down crazy dreams, and I wrote down, design my own activewear company. I definitely have a list somewhere in one of these fucking journals. Just need to see that in paper right now and see what date that was. Manifestation girlies, I'm close to being on your side, really. Hi, we're back quite literally. I forgot to film. I was actually going through all my journals trying to find when I was talking about I want to launch an activewear collection one day, but yeah, I can't find it. And that's okay. That's okay. I just FaceTime my mom for an hour and 28 minutes talking about life and this and body image and being a woman and America and politics and activewear. But yeah, it was really fulfilling to talk to my mom, and I'm gonna go home at the end of August to visit family, so I'll get to actually hug my mom and my dad and my siblings soon. Here's what I'm wearing now though. I'm wearing my trusty old Realization par dress because I'm going to a little business meeting with Athletic Greens, and I think I can say this, I don't actually know, but at some point next weekend, I will be in Santa Monica with Athletic Greens for a special little thing. I'm officially exiting my flop era, which I think I already said. So I'll tell you more details about it after my lunch. So I'll talk to you then. YouTube, look at that lettuce light that we have going on. It's a Saturday morning. I have my long run today. Long run is relative because I'm still building up, but like Saturdays will be my long run going forward. I'm doing this if it's loud. So today is 60 minutes, so it's not too daunting. It's not like I'm running 12 miles, aka like 2 hours. So yeah, I don't really have to worry about like much fuel or beverage type stuff. But it's 6:38 a.m. and I took 10 milligrams. I wanted to see like what my body is like, and why not test it as a science experiment in true Cake Laven fashion. I'm up this early because it's so fucking humid outside. I don't want to pass out on my run. So yeah, let's just get the little knots out of our quads. This is my first week of lifting, as I've said, and my body feels it. Even though the lifting isn't super hard, it's just like, oh yeah, I haven't been lifting. Haven't been doing that. So let's get the 60-minute run in. Hello everyone. It is a Saturday, finished up long run. I took 10 milligrams of a gummy, and so right after the run I was still recovering, we shall say. Basically my Saturday is full of errands. I typically just like grocery shop and kind of hang out and lay low on Saturdays. I finished reading Running While Black, which is the book that is the focus of this video. I have like 20 pages left. I would recommend this book to everyone, obviously. Like everyone should think about the lived experience of what it means to run as a Black person. Alison's experience as what it means to run as a Black woman is particularly very interesting. She has a lot of education about the history of racial segregation in the country. She provides a lot of history about run club culture in New York City. So if you live in New York City, I think this book is especially important to you. She talks a lot about media coverage of Black athletes, Olympians, big publications, diversity of like who's the CEO of all these huge run companies. Alison Desir talks a lot about what white supremacy means in running culture, and this is a really good passage that I want to read. Part of the book that's more recent, so it's after the death of Ahmaud Arbery, it's after 2020, it's after like the uprise of the Black Lives Matter movement as a result of the death of George Floyd. And so it's been in the room of a lot of conversations with really important people in the running world, and it's just mind-blowing to hear how they don't think there's a race problem in running, and this example kind of gets at that point. She's talking about white people here, and she says, they were reflecting on their own lives. The white man who blew up on the first call sat back one day and put the pieces together. He grew up in a white city that had the advantages of being white. His bosses were white. That's white supremacy, he realized, and now he's hiring white people at his running retail stores. He's promoting white people, he's calling his white friends in the industry to tell them to hire this white person or that white person. That's systemic racism. It's not conscious or intentional, he realized, yet I am participating in the system. And that part of the book's really powerful. It's something that I'm thinking about. What is the racial makeup of my run clubs? Any sort of event that I host, how can I be doing better in that department? My next video, I will be in Santa Monica for part of it. I will be going to a run retreat with Athletic Greens and Allison Felix. I am so over the moon excited about it. It's a running workshop of a bunch of different female runners that are brand partners with Athletic Greens. They want us to talk about our experience working with brands as runners. The sort of barriers to entry we still see to get women into running and different minority groups as well. What are things that run culture can be better about in terms of things like diet and nutrition and the way that we message about body image and health, and how can we help female runners? I'm so fucking excited. At the run retreat, obviously race will be a part of the conversation, which I think is really important. Most people are going to be coming from, I think, California, Chicago, New York. I think there's someone from Texas. And so I'm really excited to just listen to all these other female runners. I don't really know who else is going, but I'm sure they're very inspiring people. And I'm excited to hear about what their experience is building community in different cities, what barriers and struggles they have, and like what wins they've had too. So yeah, I've been feeling a lot better and a lot more inspired about running. I told you guys about the Activewear collection that I'm gonna do, which I'm really excited about. And I had a 60-minute pain-free run. This is like my longest run I've done in my running program for the marathon, and I didn't have any pain in my body. I was able to get high and run, and I feel really happy. I feel really lucky to be where I am, and I'm proud of myself for getting my body and getting my mind to where it is now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna finish up the book, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.